Hello, everyone. Happy New Year, new decade, new whatever you want to call it.
It's a new day too.
New day. Ooh.
Happy New Day.
Do you wake up every day and just
Happy New Day.
Happy
Blair.
New Day?
I don't say good morning to people.
Happy New Day?
Happy New Day.
Your
Yeah.
son loves you, I bet. For that.
He just tuned me out.
He's just like, what the?
He hasn't gotten to that point yet where he doesn't realize that it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
He doesn't know what dad jokes are yet.
He doesn't get
Yeah.
But he
embarrassed
will.
yet.
Yeah. Grade 1 or whatever, probably.
Definitely.
He'll figure it out.
Definitely.
Be like, well, I can't. That's this guy anymore.
Yeah.
Where do you guys want to start? Corey Perry? Kovalchuk?
Corey Perry. What a loser.
I guess we could start with that game as a whole. I can't remember what. I think I saw it was like 16 degrees or something.
Yeah, something.
It was pretty
like that.
warm.
I'm sure it was pretty warm. It's in middle of Texas.
Yeah. It was like
in
kind of
the winter.
overcast skies, which made it look a little cooler, but pretty crazy to see like whatever 85,000 people.
That was a big.
Like
yeah.
huge raucous crowds.
Yeah.
Pretty successful.
Ice was okay. Like it wasn't. That it didn't seem like a detriment to the game.
Well, I mean, like it seems because 16 degrees, it's like room temperature almost. So it's like it probably was pretty ideal for the.
Probably pretty
True.
warm. Like for the players,
Yeah, I guess, but
right? Like
I wonder how much different that really is to like a normal game.
I feel like
It's probably about the same.
I don't know.
no, it's probably like 10 or something.
Yeah, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably actually.
I usually
yeah, it's
wear
true.
like a
And
sweater when I go to games.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And certain arenas are colder for sure. But yeah.
Good game though. 4-2.
happened.
Yeah.
4-2 Dallas, where they were down 2-0 to start.
Yeah.
Which that's fantastic game if you're in the stands and you're a Dallas fan. I'm sure it wasn't the greatest to start, but
Yeah.
but what I was bringing up was the Corey Perry suspension.
5
What
gamer.
a loser. 3
Five.
minutes in.
Yeah. The
walk of
best,
shame.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
best part was the walk of shame.
Oh
for
my
sure.
god, it doesn't get any better, man.
No,
Like,
it does not.
It would have been better if it was in Tennessee.
then there would have been like, bah! Throwing catfish at him and shit.
Perry, you suck. It's all your fault.
Yeah, that would be going through the whole thing.
Maybe
No
they would
doubt.
have joined in with the Winnipeg Jets Perry chant and started calling him Katy Perry and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe.
But okay, so he gets a 5-game suspension for that elbow. He is a repeat offender. That being said, he hasn't exactly been recently.
He hasn't been actively. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not like he got
Not an
suspended
active
last year.
douchebag, just past douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like. Do you think 5 games is right for this one?
I don't really care because it's Corey Perry.
I was gonna
but
say I'm super biased, so probably not the right person, but
I'm perfectly fine with it.
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
That's a dirty fucking elbow, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like that dirty elbow seems to get 2 games a lot.
But that then
For maybe
the Corey
normal
Perry
people.
factor. comes in.
Maybe, but that's the like. That's my issue is that like yeah he's a repeat offender, but so is Tom Wilson, and I don't even know if like Tom Wilson probably gets 5 games for that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
Tom Wilson is
probably get more.
he's
actually.
not on the same level as Corey Perry in my opinion.
No, I think Tom Wilson would get more.
You think so?
Yeah.
Actually,
He
He
Tom
gets
Wilson
suspended
Tom-
annually.
Tom Wilson would have killed him. Well, yeah, Tom Wilson would have killed him with that elbow. It wouldn't have been just sort of kind of.
I feel like that's definitely at least a 2 game for anyone.
Oh,
else
100%.
even.
100% it's 2.
Yeah, it's like even like 3.
That's why 5
It's pretty
seems
bad.
harsh to me, but
Blindside, friggin' chicken wing to the max.
yeah.
I haven't heard much on Ellis. I've seen he's just day to day,
Mhm.
but
Actually, I haven't even paid attention to that. That would probably knock me out.
Yeah, but you're a little bitch. So
Ellis is like just a little bit taller than you. He's not a big guy.
It's pretty brutal.
Sticking with Dallas, did you guys see the Jim Montgomery news today?
I did. Yeah, finally got some.
Finally got some, I guess, closure info.
Well, because when he got let go, it was right after the whole Bill Peters thing. So
Yeah, and it was
you automatically assumed that it was some kind of.
well, and they said it was unprofessional conduct. They said it wasn't hockey related, but they didn't go any farther. And this is the first we've heard of anything.
Yeah.
And he actually released a statement, said his firing was appropriate. He said, I let the team's front office staff and players down. More importantly, I let my wife and my family down. The team's decision to end my role forced me to look into the mirror and decide whether I wanted to continue living a damaging lifestyle or get help. I decided to get help. I turned to professionals in the field of alcohol abuse for their guidance and counseling. It has been an overwhelming and very humbling experience knowing that I am not alone. That's part of his full statement. His full statement doesn't get into any details of why he got fired.
Seems to be alcohol.
Well, yeah, but just because a dude drinks doesn't mean you're getting fired. It's something happened. Like,
yeah, he must have showed up to work. Or,
yeah, whether he showed up to work drunk or
Yeah.
got a DUI in a company car or was at a team function drunk and something. Where it could have been anything. Hopefully, it's not bad, and hopefully he gets the help he needs. Because if he does, this is something you can come back from. He can get help and come back and get another job.
Yeah.
This is not Bill Peters. This is not Mike Babcock. This is,
Yeah.
again, Mike Babcock didn't get fired for what he did. It wasn't that serious in a abuse standpoint, but Bill Peters isn't coming back from that. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
Jim Montgomery can
likely
absolutely
not.
come back and get another job if he gets help.
Yeah. And he was.
Assuming there's
all-
not another level to this where it's
Yeah. It's
criminal.
This is all we know at least. So.
I'm just reading this ESPN story. He apparently had a DUI in Florida in 2008, so maybe this has been an issue for a long time. But at the same time, this is like when it comes to the terrible things that he could have done, this seems pretty minor.
Yeah. When we keep hearing about all these abusive coaches taking
Yeah.
advantage of their positions of power, so it's kind of good to hear that it's.
Which is
Isn't
kind of what they
that-
said at the beginning, right? They said it wasn't player involved, and
Yeah,
it wasn't.
but it was just like the timing that made it.
Yeah.
Like, okay, sure.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I don't know, half good news, half not great news for him, but good luck. Best wishes to him and his treatment and all that
Yeah.
good stuff. And
Dallas is still playing well too since he's
Yeah.
been fired. So
Oh, definitely. Yeah, they've been killing it.
yeah, they're in a divisional playoff spot. So
I guess we could then move into some of that stuff with the All-Star game popping up here. The last men standing arguments are flying around all over the
Yeah.
place with who made it in, who didn't make it in. Did you see the Dylan Larkin comments? And how
I
he
think
doesn't
I
want to
read
go.
something about that he just didn't
Oh,
wanna go.
just about Detroit.
And then did you see the Tyler Bertuzzi comments?
No, I don't
I
know.
didn't see his.
So Tyler Bertuzzi is the Detroit Red Wing representative. He basically said, I know the only reason I'm here is because the Red Wings need a representative and I wouldn't be here otherwise.
Right.
Which is not wrong.
Who picks the teams?
Well, so the captains are voted in, fan voted in.
Right.
And then I don't know, probably people in the NHL.
Yeah, because like they just like announce it.
Yeah.
There's no.
Yeah, because fans just vote captains and then last man in.
Yeah, so
Which is kinda
this is his statement.
Weird.
Basically asked if he was surprised. He's like, I'm probably a little bit surprised, obviously excited. It's a big opportunity and it's an honor for me to represent the Red Wings. It's going to be cool to be part of. This doesn't have the whole comment. Damn. But yeah, he basically says after that, he says, I know we need a representative and that's the only reason I'm going to be here. If it was not the case, I don't think the Red Wings would be represented or something along those lines, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Dylan Larkin was their last man in nominee, and he basically said, don't vote for me, I don't want to go.
Well, that too, because it's like
Everyone in the
That would
Red
be-
Wings organization is just depressed
But
all year.
well, see, that's the thing. Like, no, I'm not to be a dick to Tyler Bertuzzi or anything, but like, the fact that he has better numbers than Dylan Larkin is a problem. Dylan Larkin should easily be should be the top guy on that team that just gets sent to the All-Star game. He shouldn't be on the ballot because he shouldn't even be a competition
yeah.
he shouldn't be in competition with Tyler Bertuzzi. I don't care how good of a season Tyler Bertuzzi's having. Dylan Larkin should be running away with that team in like the hype category for who should go to the All-Star game.
Yeah.
But like you said, everybody's depressed in Detroit, and
They're like
This
in
is
last place
by
by
so
so
much.
much.
Oh, yeah.
By like over 10
They're
points.
terrible.
They're absolutely terrible.
Oh yeah.
they're on pace for like 46 points.
Yeah, it's like
Woo!
almost as bad as that Colorado
That's
season
worse.
we
It's,
saw.
Colorado was 48.
It's like less than half the amount of points you need to make the fucking playoffs. Man, we were almost there, guys. Like 33%.
Well, it's what they say about baseball, right? They're like, it's a 162 game season. No matter how good or how bad you are, you're going to win 60 games and you're going to lose 60 games. It's what you do with the other, 42 that matter. Hockey's kind of like that, except Detroit's like, nah, man, look at how bad we can be.
Yeah,
They need to go on like a 20-game win streak to get in the playoffs.
They-
Probably even more
They
than
don't want to make the playoffs.
that. Well, yeah.
Another bad team / bad player. Since Kovalchuk has been bought out by the LA Kings, or not bought out, I guess terminated, mutually terminated. It's such a weird situation because it never.
Yeah, I don't
happens.
even really understand what the hell happened there.
The Kings are basically just like, we're not going to play you anymore.
So if you want to
So-
leave, here's the door.
Yeah, and they
So then
basically
instead of just like, because he could have just sat around and collected paychecks,
Yeah.
but he wants to play.
And
And
that's-
that's not going to happen in LA. So
that's
they
the
have to-
weird part for LA is the fact that even though they terminated the contract, they're still on the hook for the cap.
The cap hit, yeah.
So it's like, sweet, still screws us, but
It's
when
just
we
what
did to
Kovalchuk
ourselves.
does, man.
Yep.
Like, I don't know how people haven't learned this yet. Toronto. Montreal's going to fucking deal with it too. Watch.
Yeah,
Even though it's
so-
like basically no risk. No.
So the other day-
nothing really.
The other day, the KHL signing window closed. So because he didn't sign over there, people were like, okay, well, obviously there's an NHL deal going to pop up here in a sec, which came to the tune of $700,000
Two-way.
two-way, and if they send him to the AHL, he gets $70,000.
Nice.
Well, it's not like he needs money.
Well, I mean, sure, but he did just walk away from a big chunk of it in LA.
Walked away from about $6 million.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah.
No, but obviously, obviously this deal wasn't about him making money. It was him playing in the NHL. But he signed with Montreal. Not that like the heavy hitters in the NHL were calling for Kovalchuk, but that's the team. That's the one you settle on. That makes me think that there wasn't a whole lot on the table.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why the fuck there would
Well,
be.
the last thing I heard from Friedman was that he was waiting for contenders to call.
Yeah.
And then,
They didn't.
read
None-
the tea
none of
leaves.
them
It's
did.
like, it's just Montreal, who's dealing with a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
That figured,
It's
what
Kovalchuk
the
just-
hell? We'll try it. If it doesn't work out, it's
But
not
yeah,
going to cost us
like you
anything.
said, it literally is no risk because if they decide that you're not playing an NHL game with us, then they put him in the minors. Doesn't have to clear
He'll find
waivers,
some way to
nothing.
weasel his way in
Yeah.
and like fucking, I don't know, just like fuck with some of their players, make them bad. And then he'd be like,
Worse.
okay, bye.
Just got to play him on the power. I don't even know.
I-
When he played with LA, it's not that he still has a good shot and everything.
He wasn't bad, but he wasn't good. Right? That's
Yeah, it wasn't
kind of
worth 6 point whatever he was making.
which is their own
This is going to
stupid
help
fault.
Montreal get in the playoffs.
Yeah,
Biggest
for sure.
biggest signing of the year. Of the decade. Just
Oh
missed
yeah,
it.
we have that to talk about too. So not only did they get Kovalchuk, but they got Scandella.
Oh,
Yeah, it was
jeez,
a
dude.
odd
Wow.
sequence.
Watch.
yesterday.
So basically,
Big pickups.
basically a three-way trade here, between Montreal. Well, sorry, yeah, between the Senators and Montreal,
Yeah.
at first, because that was Andrew Sturt's prospect
Sturts.
and a 2021 5th-round pick for Mike Riley.
Who also is the quarterback of the BC Lions.
Same guy.
Same guy.
Looking to
Kills it.
branch out.
It's the Bo
Sport-
Jackson of
Two-sport
Canada.
athlete. Killing it. So they cleared like $1.5 million off the books, which, woo. But then, 20 minutes later, Montreal goes and trades for Buffalo's Marco Scandella,
Mm-hmm.
which he's a $4 million player who's definitely not worth $4 million. But he's a defenseman that may or may not help the struggling Habs.
He's an NHL defenseman.
Yeah.
And they need defensemen.
The Habs traded Buffalo the pick they had, the 4th-round pick they had from San Jose in 2020, which then got flipped to the Flames by Buffalo for Michael Frolik.
Mm-hmm.
That was
This is all within about an hour, so it was basically a 3-way trade.
Busy.
It was basically a 3-way trade,
Must
except
have
for
been
the
a fun holiday season for him.
yeah, maybe.
Honey, would you like fuck off? I'm trying to freaking trade this.
So yeah, it's very weird. I'm sure it opens the door for the Flames in the grand scheme of things to pick up who they want to pick up, whoever they're eyeing, whether that be Tyler Foley or Chris Kreider, I'm guessing.
somebody in one of those names.
Seems like one of those two
Yeah.
are at the top of the speculation list. But it was just a very weird, 45 minutes yesterday.
Yeah.
where it was just like,
Process.
whoa.
Yeah, it's like, what happened? Like, what is... So Buffalo trades Scandella. Because, Buffalo has too many defensemen,
Yeah.
but their defensemen weren't...
They don't-
They had a lot of, 5, 6, 7
Yeah.
defensemen. So, whatever, trade one of them.
Trade
And
the
then they
most
pick up-
expensive one of them.
I'm still, I don't really know. I guess the Frolik's still a good player. He's still...
He's a fine player. I don't know if he's good.
Yeah, he's declined
Yeah.
this year, and you can notice it. But
He's just like a utility player, really.
Yeah.
Remember
this
when
point.
Alan Walsh came out saying that Peters was basically a dick for scratching him?
might have been
Last
true.
Oh, is that his agent or whatever?
Yeah, remember, that was last year. He was basically
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I can't believe you would scratch my player," blah blah blah. And she's like, "Dude, shut up, man."
It's yeah, but he's starting to get bad.
Yeah, you notice that
No, he can still
sucks?
defend. He's always been able to defend.
Yeah.
But now that's all he can do.
Well, he definitely ran his course in Calgary. That's for sure.
I thought he
there
put
was
in a good solid shift with the Flames. When he
yeah,
signed,
for
that
sure.
was actually one of the better deals that
Well,
True Living made. And
the
then
3M line was friggin'
Yeah.
wrecking ball for
they
a
were
bit.
really good. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's a great trade for the Flames.
yeah, and I
I
feel
do too.
like him and Backlund's work at Backlund's kind of fallen off a bit. He had a really nice goal though.
Yeah,
But both the Michaels probably had some pretty good influence on Mr. Matthew Kachuk
probably. Yeah,
because they played together for a year and a half
well,
at least.
2.5 years.
Yeah, or I guess it was
because it was Gulletson who put them together.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, so they played together for an extended time, and there's other players that are taking Frolik's place now. It's
Well, and we have too many
outta here.
forwards,
Yeah.
which is why
Still,
it works.
like NHL ready forwards, which is the thing too.
Yeah, we were
It's we need to get some of our system up here. Let's go, get out of here.
Well,
Froze.
that and if you want to add a piece, that piece fit in.
This is funny because
Frolik's
they're
spot.
like, we want
Mhm.
to add a forward, even though we have too many forwards. So maybe they'll try and make more of a.
But they don't really have. They don't really have a Tyler Toffoli just sitting there. That's the thing.
No, they're rotating Ronaldo, Bennett,
Woo.
Froley.
Whoa. Ronaldo with his sick new hairdo.
Oh yeah, and Luch.
and Lucic.
Wow.
You know what's better
So
than
good.
being
Is
bad
this
at
junior hockey or something?
Looking bad too.
They just really want to see how bad they have to look before they can pick up buck bunnies. Maybe.
Yeah, that's something that 15-year-old kids in fucking Bantam do.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. I mean, it doesn't seem to be working. But
To each their own, I guess.
it's also just odd
Whatever.
timing because usually it's playoffs.
Yeah.
You do something like that, whatever. Now they're just
Teams on a heater. No, just
New
nothing.
Year, I guess.
Hey man, you want to dye your hair blonde with
Maybe
me?
they bet something and they lost the bet because they aren't good.
There's something about
In
them
Flames
explaining
news,
it.
James Neal's almost at 21 goals.
That's good.
It's Oilers news.
No, it's Flames news.
It impacts the Flames.
That's a third-round pick on the line there, buds.
That is true, but we all knew
And
that was
Milan
coming.
Lucic is still nowhere near.
Not gonna get to 11, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah, probably.
I think
not.
he has
maybe by the end of the
like
year.
10 points, maybe. Might only be at like 8 or something like that.
Yeah, probably.
Something like that. Yeah. Yeah.
We should do the old Kovalchuk with him. Just be like, look, you're not gonna play.
You should.
But you
Nah,
can
he
hang out.
can. He can play.
You can hang out.
Can he though?
I mean, I don't
He's
even
got
mind
9 points.
Lucic.
9 points, 3 goals, killing it.
We definitely knew he wasn't going to score a lot.
No.
Like, I think he's better in the lineup than he is out of the lineup. Like, I think the Flames are better.
Maybe. It's debatable.
It's super like 50-50.
I don't know.
I mean, like,
It's my opinion.
if he made less money,
Well,
Yeah, but at that point in the lineup,
not
or out of the
doable,
lineup,
though.
that doesn't
Yeah.
change
yeah,
the
that
money
doesn't
situation.
even matter.
I don't know, man. He is
he's better as a Flame than James Neal was as a Flame. So,
Yeah.
like, I'll take that.
close.
Close,
Not
really?
by a lot.
I don't know. James Neal was a friggin' cancer on our team.
Yeah, like
Was
he's
he,
got
though?
he's got a better attitude.
Yeah,
He
the
knows
dude
his
didn't
role.
even try. At least Lucic tries.
Like if Neal wasn't given a top 6 role, he was really mopey.
And, like, didn't do anything. At least Lucic uses his body, grinds in the corners. Neal in the corner. Do you remember that guy? He's the most useless,
I don't remember him in
lazy
the
guy.
corner, actually.
Yeah, exactly. It's like even watch him with the Oilers. The dude is just so lazy and just doesn't really care that much about the defense.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'll go on the power play. Pass me the puck, dude.
Yeah, shoot it off my skate.
I scored. I'm good.
I'll agree with you there. It's still the upside. There's just zero of it with Lucic.
Yeah.
Like zero. And he eats up so much offense every time he's on the ice. James Neal did that too. But Milan Lucic is just a freaking master at just drying up any offense that line is trying to create.
Yeah, he doesn't have the hands anymore. That's for sure.
He knows a lot of things.
Yeah.
I guess if you want to talk Oilers news, the Oilers are killing it. Still,
Not really.
no, I'm kidding.
He's like, what?
They lost again
Very,
on.
That was very convincing. Sarcasm.
You're welcome.
It's like they are? Wait, let me look. What?
I'm sure they've been losing a lot.
They lost again to the Buffalo Sabres on Thursday.
Oh, yeah, right. Twice in a row.
Did you see the penalty shot? In
I
overtime?
did. I was watching it live. I forgot about this.
Man, that
Oh
is
my
a
God.
rough call.
Yeah.
I didn't see the call that led.
It
to the
wasn't
penalty shot.
really
It's-
a hook, but it sucks.
It's there so slightly. It's man, it is like, and
also
like,
hilarious.
yeah, I find it absolutely hilarious. But if it was the Leafs, I would be losing it.
The
it's
better
also
part
Eichel, too. It's
the
like
better
fucking-
part was Smith absolutely fucking robbing them
Robbing
right
them.
before he gets scored on the penalty
It is
shot.
such
and he's
a
probably
nice-
just like, well, fuck me.
like it was
Sweet.
actually like one of the best saves I've seen in a long
It
time.
was
Like
super
it's a
good.
super good like stack the pads.
Ugh.
Like just
Desperation
imagine
wheel freaking
Yeah, imagine Mike Smith doing like the stack the pads windmill.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. Like perfect. The only thing he didn't do was actually catch the puck.
Yeah, then it would have
And-
been like the classic Broder,
Yeah,
Patrick Wall,
Patrick
friggin'
Wall, like, perfect.
windmill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he hits off the glove and goes into the corner. But it was still like sick.
It was epic, and it was on a rebound.
But
It's like,
yeah, so you say that it was Jack Eichel. But this is the problem. This is why I feel for Oilers fans, because Connor McDavid never gets that call, ever. Like the amount of times if you watch,
they've
like
been
if
calling
you
stupid.
if
hooks
you
like that
literally
lately.
just watch McDavid play a game, it is an absolute joke how many penalties he doesn't draw that he should.
Yeah.
Like the dude is interfered with in the neutral zone almost every time he skates.
It's the
through.
only way to slow him down.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean it's not a penalty. Like, and it's in the NHL the way it is now. Maybe not so much now as it was like 5 years ago. But the whole obstruction stuff, like, we're still in the era of calling all that garbage. But it's not so much as when it was like first brought in, like when it was like that first like your stick's horizontal
when
and
they
it
just
touches
like
them.
used to
That's a
call it
penalty.
obstruction hooking or something.
Yeah.
The fuck does that mean?
What the hell is that garbage?
Isn't all hooking obstruction? Like, I just remember being like, "What are you talking
What?
about?
Is that not just hooking?
And what kind of hooking?"
But like,
is that?
it's definitely like the standard has eased up over the years, like especially in the last 3 or 4 years, when they've kind of gone into like the slashing, like when slashing kind of took the top burner, like the top
breaking
of the
bones
list.
and
Top.
stuff.
Yeah, like when that came in, hooking seemed to go away and interference and stuff like that. Connor McDavid is just like constantly somebody's on him and just like grabbing on and getting in the way, and I will side with Oilers fans on the fact that would be infuriating, like
Yeah.
absolutely infuriating, especially then watching Jack Eichel draw a penalty shot in overtime with this play.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's a penalty in overtime if he's not on a breakaway. Like if he's just 1-on-1 with a guy, like, and somebody's in front of the net or whatever, and they knock the puck off his stick like that, not even a penalty. They're not even worrying about it. But
Yeah.
he's on a penalty or he's on a breakaway, so he's
it's
got.
like possible game-ending play.
But then you're like, man, is that worth a penalty shot?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, it's rough. There's
oof.
been a few hooks like
Like
that
I'm just kind of
lately.
talking in the whole, like, if you're gonna take a penalty in overtime, it better be a penalty kind of call, or in the last 2 minutes.
Well,
Like
'cause
that's not. They're not calling that. They're
even
not.
Not even a penalty shot, but any power play in 3-on-3 overtime.
Yeah,
is
right. Like
death.
that's what I mean. Like
Well, yeah, it's like
That
pretty much you lose.
that fringe shit doesn't get called. It just doesn't, and it just this one does, and you're just like, oh man, if I was not like, if I was an Oilers fan, I'd be losing it.
Yeah, yeah, it's
And-
pretty weak.
It was a fine play. Mike Smith kind of dropped back a little bit too far, but
Jack
I mean, at
Eichel's
least
really good.
he's also really good
Pretty
right
good
now,
shooter,
especially
yeah.
fire.
Yeah, it's good to see. Honestly, like
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Eichel.
Oh,
He's
did you
frickin'
see
solid.
Olafson's injury too?
Olafson?
Yeah, he got hurt last night too.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
I didn't.
Very similar to the way Mitch Marner got hurt, where he
Trying to
kind of like
think.
falls back on his ankle.
Oh,
and then,
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not good.
Oh man,
It was
Yeah, there's
on.
been a lot of those ankles.
It was on one of the Sabres goals too. So like, I was watching a GIF and it's like the Sabres score, and I was like, what? And then if you look in the background, you see Olafson fall on his own,
Oh,
and you're
just
like,
skating.
well, he like, I think he passed it and kind of like pivoted and then hit a rut and then fell and tried to catch himself and just,
Oh, dude.
it's not good.
Why does that keep happening right now?
Yeah.
So many people with like these weird ankle and knee injuries just
the
from like
skates are just so sharp. They just pick.
can't. I don't even get it, man. It's weird. I like never had any kind of injury like that, like even close.
Well,
To, like twisting a leg when I'm skating.
Yeah.
the thing
It's
is,
weird.
and I kind of brought it up when Marner got hurt, it's these guys are just trying to catch themselves from falling, and that's how they get hurt. Just fall down.
Yeah, seriously.
Just fall down.
Just take
Learn
it.
how to fall.
It's not gonna hurt when you
Fall
fall
on your
on your
ass.
ass or
Yeah.
something.
I'm sure when you get hit in the corner, it's a lot worse than just falling on your
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah, for sure.
You have padding. You'll be fine.
Because Marner just kind of wasn't he just trying to?
Marner got can openered at the center ice face off, kind of, but then he tried to catch himself. If he would have just fell down, he would have been fine. But he tried to
Yeah.
catch himself and bent his knee backwards.
Yeah. Well, and
Olsen.
Rantanen's was weird. That's when the one that his like he
That
was
one
just
was super
skating
weird.
straight.
Yeah.
and his
And
stick,
it just,
or
like,
his
caught a
skate just got caught. Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
That
too.
one was gross too.
Yeah, I don't know.
Speaking of really weird injuries, what game was that? I don't know. It was the Leafs last week. I don't know if it was before Friday's. I think so. I think it was like Thursday's game last week.
The soup guy.
Mikheyev soup. Ilya
Oh.
Mikheyev. Ilya, I think.
Yeah.
Uh,
That's right.
he had his wrist sliced open.
Right.
So gross.
Yeah.
So Jesper Bratt, yeah, that's who it was. It was against the
Devils.
Devils.
Yeah, that was
'cause-
last week, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I forgot about that for last Friday.
And as Jesper Bratt was falling, his skate came up and clipped the wrist of Mikheyev perfectly and cut the artery and the tendon of his wrist.
That's fucked.
That's
Wide
nasty.
open. He had to go for emergency surgery right away.
That's sketch.
and he's done for the year. Basically, they said see you in 3 months, and we'll maybe give you an update. Like, not he'll be back in 3 months.
Well,
We'll have a better idea in 3 months.
He probably can't even exercise too, right? Like,
Yeah, well, so this I think I saw he's got like a full like
I saw a picture. Of him.
elbow cast.
Yeah.
Like,
But
so he can't
I'm just
move
thinking,
anything.
like, even if you were like, okay, it's his hand, he can still do cardio. It's like you probably don't want a lot.
He
of
can probably
blood,
run.
but you probably don't want a lot of like pressure in the veins with the blood. And
I don't
stuff,
know.
you know?
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah.
Like, I feel like
Depending
it'd just
when
be
you
like,
cut like something like that. I don't
He'd
know.
probably like. I bet you he's fine like a month to do stuff like that. Like, I'm sure the artery would heal.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, you're probably right. Like he's gonna
just-
lose something.
Yeah, like even when he's like, hey, it's like you're fully healed. Now you have to like get back in shape and stuff.
Well, that's the other issue. Is well for him it sucks because this is his rookie season.
It
He's
seemed like he was having a pretty
yeah,
good year.
he was
too.
awesome. He was exactly what the Leafs were hoping they got out of this guy from Russia. Just a free agent signing, no big deal.
Paid him in Campbell's.
Campbell's paid him in Campbell's. But yeah, so it's just like for him, it's got to be brutal. For the team, it sucks obviously because he was a cheap forward. The Leafs need those, and he was playing with like
Need those. Yeah, they do.
do they?
They
ever?
don't need expensive ones.
No,
What?
man, weird, huh?
No.
They did need them.
They got
They
him.
got him real
They
quick.
got it. They got him.
They got him, and they got him in spades. Let me tell you.
Oh, shit.
But yeah, so it's just a super shitty situation. Kyle Dubas, Mr. Awesome GM Kyle Dubas, stayed with Mikheyev in Jersey
Yeah.
while he was getting surgery and
Remember
stuff, which was pretty cool.
Reading all that stuff. It's good on him.
All the little warm and fuzzy stories out of Toronto.
Nice, nice.
Because-
Good, good man.
Now Babcock wouldn't do nothing.
Babcock would have
Done
done
that.
nothing, right?
Sack up, Sally.
Well, it's not even just that. Mason Marchment got called up
Yeah,
for,
his story was kind
for
of cool.
Tuesday's game, or sorry, Thursday's game in Winnipeg. His dad started his career in Winnipeg, I believe.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Marchment.
Marchment played
Brian
his
Marchment, right?
yeah,
Or
yeah, Brian,
Brad,
yeah,
or
Brian. His dad played in Winnipeg. Marchment plays his first career NHL game in Winnipeg. They played in Minnesota on Tuesday night. Justin Hall signs a $6 million contract the same day he plays in Minnesota, where he's from. Played
Right.
his college hockey there. Stuff like that. It's just like,
Leafs are like, we
the-
care.
Attaboy.
Sign for less.
yeah, it's probably maybe that's what
Yeah.
Dubas is trying to do.
Yeah,
here.
he's like, oh, he'll feel so at home. He'll be all distracted, and we'll just fucking rip him.
It's a good move. I like it. Maybe that'll work.
Just brings it to his mom. Make
But
him
that-
sign this.
That being said, since
I'll let you have dinner with him.
Since Sheldon Keefe has been hired with Toronto, the Leafs, this new coach bump, the wave is long. They're
It's
It's not
14.
a bump. It's a fucking.
They're a good team.
It's a ripple.
They're 14-4-1 with Sheldon Keefe.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
They're on some kind of. Haven't they scored like over 4 goals in like 9 straight?
Yeah,
games
something
or
like that, yeah.
Like they're
Yeah, I
on
think-
some kind of roll.
I think
right now.
10 is the franchise record, and they hit 9 yesterday.
4-goal games.
Yeah, in a row. Which, wow, first of all.
Yeah, that's way because they weren't scoring that much before,
No.
were they? It was like 2. I think I
No,
was
Babcock
looking
would
at
still
that.
be mad about this. He'd be like, you guys are scoring too much. Can't win games like that.
Scoring too many goals. That doesn't win.
Mike,
Does it?
we're winning.
It's not sustainable.
Well, it looks pretty sustainable.
Yeah. Sheldon's like,
I mean,
we'll see.
Isn't kind of that the blueprint of your team when you spend like fucking $40 million?
No,
on
you
fucking
can't do
forwards?
that. If you're gonna spend,
Are they not meant to score a lot?
if you're gonna spend $40 million, you got to spend it on like guys that are only gonna play like 15 minutes a game. That's the
right,
rules.
right.
Yeah.
Matthews, you're only allowed to play 18 minutes a game. I know you get like, what was his like stat? His 60-minute stat. It was freaking ridiculous. I remember earlier.
Matthews like goals per 60 or whatever. It was probably really high.
It was really, really high, and it was like 18 minutes, bitch.
Only 18 minutes. That being said, also on that note, Austin Matthews is now second in league scoring. Goal scoring, not points.
Mhm.
Okay, I was
That-
gonna say, isn't that still Edmonton?
That friggin' points is crazy still. Points is what? McDavid,
David, Draisaitl, McKinnon.
Yeah, McKinnon
64
flew up.
for McDavid, 63 for Draisaitl, 62 for McKinnon, 60 for Pasternak. Like what?
Yeah, it's
That's pretty
crazy.
good.
And then goals though, which this is to me mind blowing. David Pastrnak is leading the way at 30. Which think back to the start of the year, how good he was scoring.
He was scoring like every
like his
game.
pace, yeah.
Yeah. So like the
It's
fact
like
that
3 goals every 2 games. it
he's
seemed
at
like.
the fact that he's at 30 and Matthews at 27, and then like you said, not so far behind Jack Eichel at 26, Nathan McKinnon 25. That's crazy. Like just considering how good of a pace Pastrnak was at.
Well, you couldn't
And
have kept that up.
Well,
though. He
yeah,
was
but
at,
it doesn't feel like he's slowed down like that. It just feels like
Well,
he's
Boston slowed
yeah.
down.
It doesn't feel like he's necessarily like it doesn't feel like Pasternak's gone like 5 games without a goal. Which obviously he hasn't, but still like even if he was scoring like a goal every 2 games, he'd still be like 5 or 6 goals above like ahead of where he is now,
Yeah.
just because of how good his pace was.
Yeah.
It was nuts. Like
Well, now the Leafs are going on this crazy
Yeah.
run, and they're just scoring like crazy. Like, how many goals does Bill have?
Bill's got
Doesn't he have like 20
19
goals
or something. Yeah,
Like, he's scoring a lot too.
Yeah.
Bill Nye, the wrist shot guy. Let's see. William Nylander,
Looks
19.
funny
yeah.
with a helmet on. I don't know why. It's just like his hair is.
Well, he's got so much hair.
It's like he straightens it though,
Yeah,
and it's just like I don't know. It looks funny.
He straightens it.
I don't
It looks like that to me.
because he
Probably,
doesn't
yeah.
have like the typical like hockey hair curl out of his helmet. It's just like straight
yeah.
up.
Yeah. Same with his brother.
Yeah. What else was I going to talk about? Oh, the World Junior semifinals are tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Indeed. What was it? 7 a.m. Mountain Time. The Russians and the Swedes are taking on each other. Most likely, Sweden's going to lose because that's what Sweden does in the medal round.
Didn't they lose a round robin game this year?
Nope. 52 in a row.
Jesus.
That is insane. 52 in a row.
And it's like,
Right.
don't they have like 3 gold medals or something?
I think it's 1.
Yeah, that's true. I think it was in Calgary
Yeah, right.
in like 2011.
Like what? How can you be that good in the round robin and that bad in?
Maybe they just always have like Kazakhstan,
Choking.
Germany, and like
Well, yeah,
Denmark in there.
but it's like
No, but they don't. They usually have the pools are
It's
usually
usually
balanced.
like 2 good teams.
well,
or
yeah,
2 or 3
the
good
pools are
teams.
always the same, right?
Yeah.
It's first, third, fifth, seventh, or whatever, and then second, fourth,
Yeah.
sixth, eighth, or whatever. But still, yeah, it's nuts. Like it's because it's the World Juniors. I think if you were talking like World Championships or something like that, where you're like 52-0 in preliminary play, because like generally speaking, you're gonna have like a relatively similar roster every year at the top, but like World Junior rosters are different, like very different every year.
Yeah, lots of turnover.
You have like 8 or
Oh, yeah.
like 7 or 8 guys tops that are play both years,
Oh, yeah.
or like 2 years in a row. It's like it's crazy how they can be that consistent, and then that consistently bad in the medal rounds.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see it. Oh, well.
And Russia's good. Like Russia's really good. Obviously,
They
we saw
kicked
them
our
demolish
ass.
Canada, but it's not like that was a fluke for them. But at the same time, they still finished 3rd in the pool.
Yeah, because they lost to the Americans.
And they lost to the Americans and the Czechs.
Yeah.
So it's just like awesome, Russia. Like when you want to be good, you're good, I guess.
Yeah.
And
How
then
about the go ahead.
in the late game, well, late I guess, early-ish for us, but second game, I believe it's at 11 or 10:30 or
It's 11.
10:30.
See,
I
so
saw on
Oh.
Twitter it was at 11.
yeah, see,
So
I
maybe
also
the
saw
show starts 10:30. Whatever.
I also saw that, but like the score app says 10:30, and normally they have it as game time. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I heard James Duthie today though on Overdrive say it's at 11, but their pregame starts 10:30,
That I guess makes sense.
which is
somehow.
normally what they do, right? Like if you look at like Hockey Night in Canada, it starts at 6:30, but that's their pregame starts at 6:30. The hockey game starts at 7, right? That's always.
Yeah, it's pretty standard.
But it's just the score never does that, and the score is still. I just looked at it before we came on.
Score
Still says
has an
10:30.
app.
Yeah, the score. It's the
I
best app.
swear I was looking at the double IHF site. And it said 10:30, but I could be wrong.
The score has the best score app ever. Like if you're looking for scores, the score app is the best across the board.
Oh.
It's good with that name. Probably
should
should
be.
have.
Uh,
Where's the score on the score? Fuck.
But yeah, so anyway, at probably 11. Let's go with 11 now.
Maybe
Yeah,
just
probably
check,
a little.
turn the TV on at 10:30.
Yeah, sure. If you want to watch pregame, that's fine.
Yeah.
Canada is taking on the Finns, which that'll be a spicy one because the Finns are always good. Like they're always good
Gotten
at
a lot better. They're not easy to knock out.
yeah, like they're always good at being a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And
that's a good way to describe it.
the Americans dealt with it firsthand and didn't score.
Yeah.
Nah.
1-0.
And I think the offense, like the Americans were better offensively than the Canadians, in my opinion. So that's terrifying. Their goalie is, as per Ray Ferraro, he thinks the best goalie in the tournament, Justus Annunen or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
He is excellent, absolutely crushing it in his Finnish league, and then comes to the tournament and I don't think he's got the best statistics in the tournament for goaltending too. So it's just like
Killing it.
the Canadians are gonna have to be smart, probably not take a bunch of penalties.
Yeah.
Seems to be a task.
They get Foot for the game, too.
Yeah, he's back.
my
Oh yeah, so yeah,
That's
let's talk
so
about that. I forgot.
Dumb.
Okay, so there was a bunch of stuff in those quarterfinal
But it is,
games.
you just got to know that this is double IHF and it's juniors.
Yeah, but I don't buy that because the shit that happened in the Finland US game is the exact opposite of what I expected it to be in the double IHF. Because that hit in the Canada game right off the bat, 3 minutes in or something?
I don't know. It was on when I was at work. So.
Yeah, it was early. Foot comes in, crushes the dude straight through his shoulder.
Yeah, it didn't seem like it hit him in the head.
Like if he hit him in the head, it was like so
It's just
fringe.
coincidence anyway. Basically.
Well, it was after contact with the shoulder.
Yeah,
Basically,
he hit his shoulder first.
yeah, it was hip on shoulder because Buddy was bending over.
Yeah.
It was kind of like
But then like
abdomen on shoulder.
okay,
Yeah.
so we just talked about Corey Perry. If you watch Ryan Ellis, what does his head do? It freaking flings across his body.
Yeah, like
If you watch this hit,
Colby
his
Covington
head doesn't
getting
even
punched.
move.
Yeah.
His head doesn't even move. His
Oh,
whole
yeah.
body moves
yeah. I don't
because he hits him in the shoulder. That's how it works. Like
Yeah.
it's just
That was the
But-
I mean,
funniest.
in real time, it might have looked.
oh, it
little
probably looked
worse.
like a
Just
big,
a big
hit,
hit.
for sure.
Yeah.
But
the
then
guy's a big dude.
but then
He's
that's
a big motherfucker.
well, that's it. But then the IHF is not ludicrous, and they don't suspend Foot for the semifinal, which is
Well, he was
the right
basically suspended that whole game.
basically.
So, I mean, it's good to have that wherewithal to be like, well, he basically served a game.
But even then,
Yes,
like
yeah.
I think if you're actually looking at that, you're gonna be like, well, that's not worthy
Yeah,
of a
that
suspension.
too. Yeah.
But then you go to that like the U.S. Finland game, and like
Those were the only highlights that I saw. I mean, I guess there was no goals when I was checking,
Yeah.
but it was just like
hits.
big questionable hits, especially the one where he rams them into the boards from
Yeah,
behind.
the super big
yeah,
hit from
right.
behind. No call. Oh no, sorry, it was a 2-minute call. You're like,
That's
so,
like
so you're telling me you saw that?
yeah.
Because the other
Yeah,
one,
it's only 2 minutes.
the elbow, the other elbow that wasn't called. It's like, okay, you probably missed that.
Yeah.
Like it was probably one of those plays where you like,
It was
you-
the Finnish player that threw the elbow, and the
Yeah.
American player was the one who cross-checked him
Yeah.
from behind.
so it's like, but the hit from behind one, you're like, okay, you're calling it, so you saw this, and that's 2. But yet the big
Game
knot
earlier
head
wasn't-
contact. Like I know it's a different crew and all that, but this whole like, oh, it's the IHF, they're soft. That's a 5 in a game hit from behind in any soft IHF game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then like,
I was expecting like discipline.
yeah, which I was trying to see if there was this one because I think there may be some coming. They said they're looking into it, but you'd think it would have been out by now. Because
Yeah.
that game was Thursday. It's
I
Friday.
don't know how well like the states are eliminated too, so it would
Yeah.
have to carry over to next year if this player even makes the team.
Maybe that's what's the issue right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was very interesting to see the differences in the officiating crews, especially just that Finland
Classic.
US game was so aggressive. The whole game. It wasn't like
chippy.
yeah, it wasn't like it just happened all of a sudden. That was the whole game. So I don't know. You want to talk about soft IHF stuff, which is normal. We know that, right? Like Canadians go in there and run around and get penalties generally all the time. The US the same way. Which so like that foot one, it's like, yeah, that's typical. Like I'm not super surprised. But then you turn around and watch
so
the next
bad.
game and you're just like, what the hell? Can we have those
Yeah.
refs next time? Like
Yeah, right. Like those refs, there's no way they would have called that anything.
it just we've said it before, and it's probably Canadian bias, but it seems like international hockey. There's always that you hit them too hard penalty.
Yeah.
Just like they default to like that's a hitting
Yeah,
too hard penalty.
roughing,
You're too
whatever.
big. You're too strong. Which generally doesn't bode well for us, but
Because then we just get all pissed off. But
hopefully the Finns get called for their garbage.
I was having a few of those moments when Canada was playing Russia, but then I actually realized that they were taking penalties. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm being a baby right now.
Oh yeah, and friggin' hating on the Russians.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
Pretty shiesty.
Helmetgate.
Pretty
I like the
friggin' shiesty.
Sid Sixero tweeted after the game, and it was just like, it was like Bart Simpson. He was just like writing lines. Like, it was just like, I will not be overcritical. They're just kids. I will not be overcritical. They're just kids. And it's like
I
one
like
of
that
those
tweet,
moments
too.
where you're like, yeah, sometimes we take this.
Yes and no.
He's also the captain of the fucking
well,
team.
so that's part of the issue. The other part of the issue, I understand when it comes to like playing hockey. That's not Aria just
Brett, I think your dog
Sorry.
needs to come in.
Couldn't help
Could
it.
hear her through the window.
right as we get quiet.
I was gonna say if she was out the door, she would just come in.
Oh, she.
Oh yeah, she's definitely outside.
Gotcha.
That's the thing with this.
Oh, it's 1 degree. It's fine.
When it comes to playing hockey, for sure,
guess
I
this
totally
kinda
agree with.
shit you find different. I mean, yeah, if it was
You've
the other
been
way
taught-
around, then
You've been taught
we've been
since you
like,
were
"Oh."
like 3 years old to take your hat off for a national anthem. Come on, man. And generally speaking, you become a captain because you're mature, you're a leader, all this
respectful,
stuff.
Well, it's
all that
like-
stuff.
Think about buddy, who's the dude? Fuck, what's his name?
The Swedish kid that chucked his medal,
Yeah,
Anderson,
yeah. I think you're
Liam
right.
or something,
I don't remember.
What?
who it was, dude.
Slash-
Yeah, I think you're right.
something close to that.
But like, remember what we thought about that?
oh
The
well,
same kind of thing.
that's the same. Like, right, and people have said that. I saw Ray Ferraro tweeting stuff because he was defending not necessarily defending, but like he was defending Hayton's apology because it's kind of like what else is he supposed to do at this point? Which he wasn't wrong because at the point when he released that apology, it was okay, like you're right, like he can't really go back and fix it, but my issue with that is the fact that like directly after the game, he was asked about why the Russians were so mad at him, and he said, "I don't know, garbage, garbage. I don't care what you say.
I don't
ever."
know. They
And
told you why they were mad at you,
Well,
idiot.
because that's the same thing. Because Ray
The
basically
first
said,
guy
like,
was like,
Well, and like
it's
during
like-
the anthem, they made a big
Right,
Like,
and they
the
were
Russian
like,
players were like skating over.
yeah,
it.
like,
and then the handshakes after and stuff, and you're just like,
he knew what he was.
He knew
doing.
exactly what he
He
did.
knew what he's doing.
and that's the issue, right? Because
It's being a poor sport.
he
Oh,
said
yeah.
like he has
Rest
the
in peanuts.
he has the super big like PR apology, which you can tell it's just like Bill Peters' apology. It's bullshit,
Yeah, totally.
written by somebody else.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're like, dude, you need to fucking do this, okay? Right now, go say this.
So that's it, right? And Ray's like,
It's
like
oh,
people.
shit, okay.
People are giving him shit kind of about his apology, and Ray's like, "Well, what is he supposed to do?" And it's like, "Yeah, that's
People
all."
giving him shit about the apology are stupid.
I don't believe that because I feel the same way because it's like yes, all he could do was apologize, but when you read the garbage, it's the same as Bill Peters. When you read the garbage apology, when it's not sincere. That's not sincere. Don't give me that shit. It's not.
Well, he's probably not sincere about it.
Well, that's it.
I like how they- I
So
like how
why,
they-
why not give him shit about his apology?
I
Well,
like how
okay,
they
yeah.
put in like the reasons. Oh, I was thinking about the game. It's like just put in like a one sentence. I'm sorry for not taking my helmet off during the anthem. It was wrong. Done.
You might as well.
Don't give me all these justifying reasons
Well, that's-
about why you
don't
did
try
it.
That's
to
the thing.
justify it.
I'm sorry, but I was distracted.
But again, right? Seeing it written out or seeing him in front of a camera, I'd rather see him in front of a camera say, "I'm sorry, I didn't take my helmet off. It was a stupid,
That is
stupid
true.
mistake."
You're right.
I'd rather see that than read some bullshit fucking letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
And when you add it on to the other shit that he did, like, oh, I don't know why they were mad at me.
Yeah. His whole like, ugh.
And then Ray also went on to say, like, if we as Canadians don't accept his apology, what happens when another country does this? Well, that's the problem. If another country, like a Russian, did this to us, we'd fucking lose our minds.
Fucking
Oh yeah. Totally.
Lose our goddamn
Oh
minds.
man.
off. Like just get the press going.
Well,
Let's-
and then the
People
best part
in like
too.
Alberta, just out in the
Oh.
boonies. We're going hunting, boys.
People be buying Russian flags just to burn them. Like, we know that's what would happen.
yeah.
Yeah.
So again, it's another one of those. If you can't criticize your own guy, then you can't criticize the other guy.
And this is the one time where playing national anthems at games actually makes sense, seeing as how like the teams and all
Is-
the players are from that.
Yeah.
country.
Yeah, totally right. Like you're
Um,
legit representing that.
'Cause
But-
I did see a couple tweets that were debating the merits of national
Anthems.
anthems at sporting events,
Yeah,
which
I
I've
did too.
thought about.
oh,
so have I.
hasn't
But-
everybody?
In this particular international
international
event,
stuff,
makes a whole lot of
100%.
sense.
Yeah.
And seeing as how they play it
After.
after the game,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's like, that makes sense.
What was I
Yeah.
gonna say? The best part about this, of course, it's against the Russians.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Like,
of course. Like
not the
like,
Germans,
not Finland or Germany
Kazakhstan.
or some random place where you're just like, oh, I didn't realize this was their anthem. Like, it was just noise.
Yeah.
Like that would be dicky too. But it's just like, of course, it's the Russia
Could
Canada.
you imagine if he said that? I didn't realize their anthem was playing. It just sounded like a bunch of noise. But I was like the PA system. We're in a foreign country. I don't know.
Oh man.
You know,
Yeah.
their flag was like raising to the rafters.
And
Yeah,
it's
I
funny
missed
'cause,
that. I guess.
like the Canadians were in front of the Russians, right? So
Yeah.
like if it was the other way around, like they probably wouldn't even notice.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's probably what they tell them. They're like, "Hey, you fucked up. Next time, if you want to leave your helmet on, make sure they're in front of you."
Make
Like,
sure they can't see.
You know what would have been really funny actually?
but the
What
games
if-
are nationally televised.
What-
Internationally
someone's gonna notice.
What if what if instead of saying like, "Oh, I didn't realize what I was doing," he would have been like, "You know, I was just doing it for my safety. I didn't want to leave my head exposed." I didn't-
Well, you know, with what we know about head injuries nowadays, you know,
Yeah,
we should
just
never
being
take.
extra careful. I wear it every
my
day.
mom would have got so mad if I would have taken my helmet off while on the ice. so.
I wear it to school every day.
Yeah.
But those kids, man, they have lots of responsibilities and pressure thrust onto them. But this one,
But
I mean,
yeah, like that's if you go back to the Sid Sixero stuff, it's like when it comes to losing that hockey game,
it's just a
100%, they're just kids.
Oh yeah.
But when it comes to like that
Etiquette like that.
respect and stuff like
Yeah.
that, we have to be better. You're better. You're 19.
Well, you're putting that.
You're better than that.
You know exactly what your like responsibilities are when you put on that crest.
You know the whole reason why they play that anthem and stuff is like to be proud of it, and you know.
Right.
It was disappointing that it was Barrett Hayden.
Well, that's the most
Too.
disappointing thing about it.
The
Like,
fact
you're supposed to be our captain.
the fact that they didn't remove the C bugs me still.
Oh, that
Bugs me.
that's
still.
true. Honestly, I thought they would have.
I did too.
Yeah.
Kind of surprised they didn't just give it to Lafreniere.
Yeah.
It's probably would. Yeah.
Oh, that's another one. Let's talk about that. The fact that he came back and played in the quarterfinals.
Yeah.
That is insane.
Yeah, you think they wouldn't want to risk it.
Well, yeah, you think his agent would be like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
you're going
so-
home.
It's like,
Yeah.
you gotta get first overall.
I mean, it makes me like you a lot as a Canadian.
Maybe it's strategy. It's like, okay, listen here, Sonny. If you put it in, and then maybe your knee is injured or whatever it was. Was it knee?
It was
Yeah.
knee,
Yeah, it was knee, right? Yeah. Maybe it is injured. Well, do you really need to play the rest of this year? If you do it right now, then you'll just get drafted first overall. Everyone knows. Just,
Well, that's
just go
a-
score a hat trick in this game with your bunged up knee,
Yeah.
and you'll be a freaking hero.
But that's the thing, right? Like, if his knee, and obviously it's not compromised, quote unquote, or
Well,
they
it couldn't
wouldn't
have
have
been
played
that
him.
bad if he went back in.
They wouldn't play him if it was at all compromised. But regardless, what if he goes in one of these 3 games,
John Tavares from Sochi
right?
fucking
And
blows
hurts
out
it.
his leg for the rest of the year. Yeah.
And like, regardless of whether it was or is compromised, if he gets hurt on that same leg, you're just going to assume it was, and it was a terrible idea. And fuck the Canadian hockey, fuck the agent, fuck whatever. You guys fucked him up. You guys shouldn't have pushed him to play, whatever. Obviously, it's the competitive nature of a player.
I feel like he wants to play.
Yeah,
Of
exactly.
course.
100%. I would want
It's
to play
like the
too.
most important, possibly, tournament of like your life.
The worst.
right?
The worst.
Especially at this point. It's all of their most important
Well,
tournaments
that
of their life.
that and the fact that you're looking at the NHL not going to the Olympics, you're like, is this going to be the last best on best tournament you ever going to play?
Well,
Last, like, more legitimate one.
Well, yeah, but there's no other best on best tournament right now.
Well, there's the World Championship.
That's not best on best.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It's not, right? So it's like, there's no other best on best. The World Cup doesn't count because it doesn't happen, apparently. Right? So it's like, I can see that competition aspect where you're like, man, this might be my last hurrah. Like, obviously, I don't think players are thinking that. Like, I don't think any player goes, especially in junior, goes, I'm never going to play on Team Canada again. Like, I think you'd assume that the Olympics will be eventually somewhere in your future, but
Well, I don't know about that though.
I think
Because lots of people that make World Juniors don't make the.
No, true, but
Actual
if you're
team, like
Lafreniere,
Olympic
you
team.
would.
Yeah,
You're
but
gonna go
maybe
fir-
not.
I would. If I'm going first overall, I'm definitely expecting an Olympics. That being said, like, that's
It's a weird
if the NHL.
expectation.
Why?
I need more. If you go first overall, you're expecting the Olympics. What does that mean?
If you're the best in your age group in the whole world,
Oh, you think if there were Olympics, you would make the team?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I don't think that's crazy.
Okay.
Sidney
No,
Crosby thought
I
that.
thought you meant that if you're going first overall, or that somehow they would go back to the Olympics.
No,
I
no,
was
no, no.
confused there for a second.
If I'm drafted first overall,
I'm
I'm joining the
the
P8 and we're going to the Olympics. Yeah.
Not quite that.
Thanks for the context.
Blair's just so confused.
Too
I don't
many-
think he has any control over
Too
this.
many to say. But yeah, no, I just I totally understand the competitive nature of it. I would want to play too, especially if you're all the way over there already
gonna
too,
say, like,
and like
you're-
he's killing it this tournament. That'd be the
Yeah.
worst part about getting injured in a tournament like this.
Oh,
is you're
yeah.
like, I'm done for the tournament. Sweet.
And I'm
Yeah.
on the other side of the world. Like, well, I mean, probably worse places to be hurt.
Probably, but
Well, like
It's just a
that would
case of-
probably be what's worse about it. Be like, I'm here, man. Fuck.
I flew across the world to
like
play.
I
with
made
my-
this team. I
Yeah.
made it here, and now I can't play. Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, he was doing quite well.
Oh yeah.
He's insane. In like the first game, his goal that just like
Well,
picks it out of the air and just
The thing that
So
I
nice.
like about Lafreniere so much is that he hits.
oh yeah.
Like
He's like
he's talented, but he freaking bangs.
Yeah, he's like aggression. Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Yeah. He's like a pure hockey player. That's what's different about him, I think, than like a lot of players.
Yeah.
Like especially these days coming out. Like, yeah, you're a number 1 draft pick. Like when has there ever been a number 1 draft pick lately that's been actually like big body, like
Ekblad,
yeah.
like that to me, that's the last
I
one.
guess that's kinda legit.
Yeah, but he's a defenseman though. So
But yeah,
you
he's
kind of
kinda-
expect that.
Yeah.
More to the
But like any
position.
of like the forwards, like
There
it's
has
just like little skill guys now. And like
maybe not little, but
well,
like,
yeah, like you know what I mean?
definitely.
physicality isn't part of
Yeah.
their.
Well, look
Like
at McDavid, right?
Pedersen and stuff.
When is
right?
the last
Like,
time McDavid threw a hit, like a legitimate hit, not like I've taken the puck off you hit.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to.
Well, yeah, he doesn't really do that.
But man,
I
that's
just,
what Lafreniere could be.
But exactly, like he kind of like Ovi-ish,
Yeah.
Maybe not quite the
I'm sure he's
high,
not going to score
explosive
Gretzky
and-
goals, but yeah, I know
Yeah.
what you're saying.
Yeah. It's sweet. Cuz like whoever gets him, man, oh my god, that is probably
Detroit.
a good player.
It's not going to be Detroit. Just
Well,
watch. It's not. They're not going to win the draft lottery.
That's the thing. Like nowadays with the lottery, you can't even say that because it's like
The
they might
NHL
not, man, they might get fifth.
The NHL is going to rig the lottery so that the Wings don't win it.
Yeah.
Just like
Just
you
out of
guys,
spite.
you guys are done. Okay, 25 years in a row, you're done. 25 years in a row the other way now.
Did you see the Hockey Podcast Network guy that was he like shared a picture in our group chat?
What?
There was a guy from the Hockey Podcast Network, one of the hosts. I can't remember who it was, but he shared a picture. He did like a draft simulator, and the Oilers won the draft simulator.
Oh.
And he just like posted. He's like, "Fuck."
Shit.
Well, they're in a playoff spot now.
Yeah, well,
For now.
they might not be.
Yeah, see at the clip they're going, they're fall out of
You
it.
just have to add the 4 in front of the now, and then you're right. They're in a playoff spot for now. They are. They've been in a playoff spot frequently this year, but they've also not.
They're also tied with the Flames.
I still have
for-
no idea what the fuck's gonna happen in that division because everyone just seems to be like,
It's gonna be.
playoff spot. Nah,
It's gonna be another like turtle race, I think,
it's
for last
pretty much.
or for 8th. Sorry.
It's like, I don't know.
Who
I
wants
guess.
8th? Everyone's losing.
Yeah.
Like Nashville was good for like a week, and now they're not again.
I don't even know what's
Lost
going
3 in
on
a
with
row.
Nashville.
Yeah.
Vancouver's back.
Did
in
you
the
guys
playoff
want to
spot.
talk about last man in quick?
Sure.
Like who? Like just say who you would want in.
I
Out of all
already
these
told you.
picks?
I'll already
Well,
tell. I'll tell you who I voted for 20 times already.
Is he a vegetable?
What?
Vegetable?
One of them, yeah.
Vegetable man?
Vegetable man. He's like a salad.
I don't know
vegetable.
how. So obviously we're talking about kale.
So this is my issue. So to me, I don't know, for us at least, the biggest argument is between Perron and Kale
Which is the only 2 that should be considered out of all the rest of them.
in the Central. I think pretty much you're right.
Because like Jamie Benn, like
To be honest, Ryan Suter has a really good shot. 27 points for Ryan Suter. That is a lot. Like that's really good for him.
yeah. Has he? He's must have been to a All-Star game right before, or has he?
Maybe.
Pretty sure.
Probably right.
Probably.
Him and Weber back in the day. Probably.
Even when he was.
The thing
on
is,
Minnesota.
Patrick Line is also a very good option.
Yeah.
The
but
thing is,
Perron
like,
and Makar are better.
Perron seems.
Matt Duchene.
See, I don't know. Line is definitely a choice to me. But
Yeah.
St. Louis fans seem very upsetty about no David Perron in the All-Star game. To me, you need to just not get mad at who's not in, but get mad at who is in. Because if you want David Perron in and you think he should be in, why is Ryan O'Reilly in?
Yeah.
Because David Perron's your best forward, playing the best. There's the dog.
Just close the door. No. Yeah.
Right? So it's just like, to me, it should be Ryan O'Reilly on this list getting voted in, not David Perron. Is what it is. But yeah, so my votes, I have obviously Mitch Marner. But do I think he's the best option? Probably not. Alexander Barkov at 45 points is...
Barkov, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Pretty
good.
crazy.
But at the same time, Mitch Marner has 38 points and was hurt for 3 weeks.
It's true.
So I think he's definitely up there on the list. Steven Stamkos, 37 points with how bad the Tampa Bay Lightning were.
Stamkos has been better too. So
That's also true.
maybe JG Pajot.
He,
but, you know.
he could have been their only guy.
That
Pajot.
yeah, he
Like,
because they
who's
got
in?
Shabbat. Yeah, it is Shabbat.
I mean, they need defensemen, so
Yeah.
that's the other hard part is, like, they have to pick a hockey team to play, too.
ish.
Ish,
Can't
right?
just vote random people in. It's like, ah, shit, we're all forwards.
It's not as like bad as
But it
it
is
used to
3 on
be
3.
with like
Now
not
it's 3
having
on
the 3 on
3,
3. Yeah. But yeah, probably you're right. Well, like either Barkov or Marner,
Yeah.
probably.
To me, those are the top 2.
Did Barkov go last year?
I
I think he did, right?
think so.
I think he did.
Who else would have gone on that team?
Yeah, it was
Huberdeau
Barkov.
maybe, but it wasn't Huberdeau.
Yeah, it was Barkov. So he went last year. Yeah.
The Metro, I voted Zabinajad.
Yeah, he's having a good year.
He's having a good year on the Rangers.
I mean, Teravainen is a pretty good option.
That's
too.
the thing.
Mm.
I Teravainen is probably a better option. I just like Zibanejad's. Like he's
This is probably
he's
his
on
best
fire.
year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, like, he's surprisingly good to me. Kind of like Giroux. Like, Giroux's having an okay year, but he's not his best right now.
He's one of those guys that's been, like, quieter than people expected. It's like one of those players, right? Like, expected to be better, then wasn't, but now is going back that way. It's
He's
like just late bloomer.
He's so consistently good.
Yeah, for sure.
Like when you look at it as like a broad view.
Yeah, all those Ottawa draft picks, man, they all kind of moved on and got better.
He played for Ottawa for a while.
Yeah,
I can't remember
like
who
Silverberg.
Yeah, Silverberg too.
He's doing pretty well, I think. I don't really know. I haven't paid attention to Anaheim in a while, but
doing as well this year. But they re-signed him. Like,
yeah.
What do you have in the Metro?
I'm just like looking at it and like lots of these players. I'm like, no, Nick Foligno, like, get out of here.
Brock Nelson, what?
Brock Nelson, yeah.
That's the thing. Like, that's how
It's
bad Columbus is.
Yeah.
Like, another weird choice to me would have been, like Jari. But the thing is, there's no goalies on this list because they have to have their 2 goalies.
Makes sense, yeah. You can't like gamble on getting another goalie. And we only have one goalie.
I think Jari might.
Forwards.
I think Jari might get in for the Metro because Korpisalo was Columbus's guy,
right?
And he's hurt.
Well, then, but then Columbus won't have anybody.
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
they just you only have to be represented. You only have to be represented at first. It's not a
at first.
Well, because what the hell are they gonna give him like Mercedes or whatever?
Yeah, exactly.
It's
like,
totally
well, he could have gone, but it's like, so I guess, like, if like.
But think about that though. Tristan Jari.
He's freaking
should be an all-star.
Probably.
This happens every year. Somebody gets snubbed.
No, I'm not talking about like snubs. I'm saying like Tristan Jari should be in the Metro's top 2 goalies, basically.
But because of this one team thing.
Well, no, not even that. That's how good of a season he's having. Like a backup, like a legitimate backup goalie, potentially even a 3rd stringer, is having such a good run right now that he is arguably the 2nd best goalie in this division.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
It's a big reason the Penguins are.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah. I picked him up in the pool, man. I not regret that situation at all. Like,
Crosby's
doing so good.
He's skating,
put on a contact jersey.
Yeah, but apparently I read a tweet later that was just a coincidence.
Oh, he got his other.
He's not actually medically
put the wrong
cleared.
jerseys on.
Well, no, he started practice with a non-contact jersey on. Then he went and switched it. But then after practice, they said he wasn't actually medically cleared. It was just the only time he could skate or something. So why did he put a regular jersey on?
Why are you coming off, Sid? Go get out there. Oh, shit. Give me a jersey.
I don't know. It was a very weird situation. I don't know what the hell's going on.
All the reporters are like, whoa.
I thought that was a good sign.
Tweet it.
Yeah, so
Gensel got fucked, too.
Yeah, dude. Did you talk about that?
Oh, no.
That Gensel injury? Oh, my God.
Right, dude. That was...
He had surgery that night.
Yeah.
Team can't catch a break.
Yeah, dude.
Well,
they're
catching
hammered.
lots of breaks.
Yeah.
Just bad breaks.
Good one.
I like at first I was like, what? Oh, that's a fucking me joke right there. Sopan.
Yeah. So 4 to 6 months for him.
Fucking brutal, dude. And he was killing it this year. And he's just been super
really
good
for them.
Like he's a really
when
he's
they
one of the
won
better
their-
scorers in the league.
I think
now.
it was their first
So
of
brutal.
2 cups. It just came out of nowhere.
Oh yeah, and he was killer in the playoffs that year.
Yeah, him and Rust had
Yeah,
really good
Rust.
playoffs, and then Rust kind of didn't. He was like a Fernando Pisani kind of one-off.
Yeah, it was like just.
But then
like
Gensel was like the next year he was like leading the playoffs in goals again, and then they
Yeah.
signed him to a really reasonable contract.
Yeah, he's like.
It was hey, do you want to play with Sidney Crosby for the rest of your career? Yeah.
I think
Okay,
they were.
we'll sign this.
Yeah. They were showing like most goals in 2019. I think he was 3rd in the league all year. So that, like more than Patrick Kane.
It's funny he's
It's fucking
American.
intense. He seems like a Canadian, doesn't he?
He's got like a German name,
Well, yeah.
or like like Dutch or something.
There's lots of immigrants.
And he's like
that came over.
blonde and like
Yeah.
you know what I
He
mean?
probably is from like that's his heritage.
second
probably.
generation or something. Yeah.
Okay, so moving on to the Central Division, we kind of sort of stopped here. The only guy that, aside from Makar and Perron, is like to me Patrick Laine is legit because dude's got 40 points.
Oh yeah, he's playing.
If you're looking at Perron as like he should be an option, Patrick Laine should be.
I
an
think
option.
the reason why St. Louis wants Perron to be in there so
They're
much
hosting.
too. Well, that too, I know, but like this is easily the best season he's ever had.
Yeah,
So it's like it's also kind of like a St. Louis, and he's like been around the St. Louis organization for so long, like not in one stay, obviously. They're just like, but he's doing so good, like get him in there.
that's why he should have been in over O'Reilly.
That's kind of true.
Don't they
right?
already have 3 people going?
Yeah, Petrangelo, O'Reilly, and Binnington.
So that's like half the team would be Blues.
Yeah, well
Yeah,
they could legitimately have the entire 4-man unit.
Yeah, it would just
If
be
Perron gets in.
it'd be whatever division against the Blues line.
Yeah.
Just the Blues team basically. Just stay out there for like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Fuck everyone else.
I think Makar should go from that.
So
Oh, easily.
like 31 points in 34 games, I think it is.
Or 33
for a defenseman.
or whatever.
Like
yeah.
I
thought
think
it
it's
was 30
34 after
30
last.
points in 33 games or something.
Yeah, so then he
Right,
got
yeah,
one
yeah,
last
yeah.
night. So I think that's 34 games now.
He would have got 2 last night, right?
Did he get 2?
Yeah.
I saw
He had
on
at least 2.
I thought yesterday was his.
I think he only got 1.
Because he scored and he got an assist.
Oh yeah.
Whatever. He's killing it.
Yeah.
He's fucking killing it. He's like the best
He's like
rookie
the
D-man.
clear choice out of all these.
He's
It's
the
like-
best rookie D-man you've seen in like how long?
He's
Like, no
pretty
one-
much the best offensive D-man going aside from Carlson.
Oh, yeah.
John Carlson.
Yeah, points per game and everything probably,
Yeah.
right? I'm sure he's second. Like Dougie Hamilton's up there too,
yeah.
but is Hamilton's on the team, right?
I
Is it him?
believe so, yeah. Pacific Division. This
one's
is
a shit show.
less than ideal.
Drew Doughty.
I think Gaudreau is probably the best name there.
I think Patches.
Yeah,
I voted Patches.
Yeah, honestly, he's been real hot this year.
43
lately.
points.
Oh, so hot. Getzlaff, you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, what?
Keller, meh. Johnny, meh. I don't even know about
Nuge?
Johnny.
No.
Like,
They
I
should
know
just
he's really good.
For last man in, they should just take the division's top point getters without being named to the team.
Yeah,
and
but
just,
then you
like-
can't vote and be cool and have
Right. They
fan
gotta-
you just
participation.
pick between those players. You vote them
Oh,
because they have one from every
Gotcha.
team. It's like, yeah, like the king.
they just really like this whole one from every team thing to get like all the fan bases involved. I don't think any Anaheim Ducks like, oh man, I need Getzlaff in there. I gotta vote for him. Like really?
Getzlaff is probably like, please
Yeah.
don't do this to me.
Well, then there's Ovechkin. It's just like, thanks, I'm not going.
Yeah. Now-
Thanks for voting me captain. I'm not going.
And if I don't go, that means I get another game off, which extends the break.
So I saw, that's true. I saw a interesting tweet when he kind of came out and said that. What if you had like a veteran opt out policy where you could like he doesn't get suspended?
Like, dude, I've been there like,
Yeah,
what,
like-
7 times.
Like if you're 30 something and over, you don't have to.
And
go.
you've been to an All-Star game or something?
maybe if you've been to 5.
Yeah.
I don't think that's terribly
I don't.
unreasonable.
Yeah.
Well, like,
Like-
because the whole fucking thing is just like dumb in a way.
Well, like,
at
yeah,
this
like-
Then,
point,
then you
right?
get into that debate where you're like, why do we even have an all-star?
Yeah.
game?
Well, like it makes sense, but it's also like, yeah, like you shouldn't almost be able to force people in a way.
I
I
get
get
it.
it because
I get it on
your
both sides.
companies.
Because, well, at the same time, if I was going to the All-Star game and I don't go to very many hockey games, I'd like to see Ovechkin compete in the harder shot.
For sure.
Right? So it's like,
That's the thing, right?
like, okay, same thing. What happens when McDavid decides he's not going?
Which will happen probably after like 6-7 years
That
of this, because you know every
fast-
fucking year he's going to be the captain of the fucking Pacific Division.
Yeah.
Because who else is?
The
Johnny
fastest skater competition will be awful.
Yeah.
But then that's the next question. What if you have guys that just go for the skills competition, not the game? Like, okay, what about this? You have a skills competition because it's not taxing on the player. They don't get a break necessarily, but show up, do your media. Because this was another thing I think was brought up last year. What if the player doesn't go? Like McKinnon did it last year. He was sick. He couldn't play.
Right. I was
He
trying to
still
think
went.
about that.
He still went
Yeah.
and did like the fan stuff. So like, what if you do the fan stuff, the skills competition, and then don't play it? What if the game is like a Young Stars game, or like 25 and under, or 27 and under, or something?
Yeah.
And then you have the skills guys show up for the skills competition, and then the fan expo part of it. Like, what if you did that, and rather than them actually having to play the game, but at the same time, if you're there, you might as well play.
Yeah. Well, like, that's the thing is, like, just go out there and fucking who cares what
You're
you do.
barely playing anyway. You just put your gear on.
No one's... Is anyone expecting, like, anyone to, like, play remarkably well anyway when they watch an All-Star game at this point? I'm just there to, like, be like, I wonder what stupid shit's going to happen right now.
If Cale Makar and Nathan McKinnon get voted in, I expect them to put up at least 15
just
points.
Going hard. Yeah.
And if they don't, I'm going to be pissed.
Well, didn't they also talk about, like, just replacing the All-Star game with some sort of World Cup type thing every couple of years?
Well, that's the thing. Any World Cup year, they don't do the All-Star game. And same as, like, Olympic years, they didn't do All-Star game either.
Well, I don't... Yeah, there's better ways they could do it. I mean, there's still... 3-on-3 has been
It's
good.
better, but it's...
Is what it is.
Nothing is as good as
You can't expect anything out of it now.
Nothing is as good as the draft one.
Oh man, those were fun. Did they only do that 1 year?
2, I think.
They did it 2 years, I think. Yeah.
Dude,
that was fucking
Kessel goes
funny too.
last.
Yeah.
It was also fucking funny. He got a car out of it, right?
Yeah.
So it's like,
so
Phil
like
Kessel,
that
I
was
don't care.
fun. That was fun. The game, like, you could definitely do 5. You could do 3-on-3 with the draft. It just doesn't have to be per division. What did I also see? I saw like one where it was like, what if you had a Young Stars 3-on-3 team? So you just had another 10 guys that were just Young Stars.
Like Team North America
Yeah.
type of thing.
But then it's like, how do you work in 5 teams into this format?
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, that's hard.
It's just a shit show.
It's just
So it's
like
just like a
fun.
little act.
Well, like,
thing.
I get it,
It's a
though,
little
right? Because
gimmick.
it's like, getting to see all the stars in one place is cool. And it would be awesome to go.
Yeah.
Well, maybe when we get our new rink, we'll take that
Hopefully.
I
opportunity.
guarantee you that would happen. That will happen.
I mean, you can guarantee that, but when's Edmonton getting one?
That's true. Edmonton sucks though.
Yeah, but they have... would be a pretty good time to have McDavid and Draisaitl at home at an All-Star game.
Yeah, it's true. They just don't go to Canadian cities really.
Probably because it's like, man, February in Edmonton, Calgary.
Actually, that too, I
Fuck
guess.
that.
Hey, come on down. We're having a party outside. There's like 10 people.
It's minus 35.
It's like
Hot
the World
chocolate.
Juniors next year. It's like
Right
it's
here
in
in Edmonton.
Edmonton.
All the players will want to go there.
It's like
That's the thing about World Juniors. You don't really
Hey,
have a
Ovi,
choice.
the All-Star games in Edmonton. No.
like what do they do though if like all the stars are like aside from like what if Ovi's starting like players are gonna be like, well, we could just not go.
Well, that's what I mean.
But that's
There's
the
probably lots of pressure though. Like I know like
Well,
Ted Leonsis or whatever, the owner of the Washington Capitals, like really loves Ovechkin, especially now that he's won him a cup.
Yeah.
But like some owners just wouldn't accept that.
Yeah.
They're like, no, you're going
Well,
because this makes me money.
that's it, right? Well, and the players should.
And plus, now
that's why-
you can't play for a game.
That's why the players also should want to go too, because it makes them money.
True. And you have a possibility of winning more money.
Yeah.
In a car. Oh no, not a car.
I
Don't
don't.
they do a car?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
the
there's a
cars
car
for the
for
MVP.
something.
MVP.
Right. And then
Normally.
this year they're doing like
Because they win. Because they need a car.
yeah right. I
We're
need
gonna
a
give this
fucking
really rich fucking
$50,000
guy
car. Yeah.
A really mediocre car.
I drove here in a nicer car than that. Well, that's like
When you're rich, you don't
wasn't
pay
it
for anything.
wasn't it Crosby or something
Yeah, you just donated
that gave it to
like,
someone?
Yeah.
That's probably like what else would you do?
He
with
just
it?
like took it back to Nova Scotia. He's like, "You want this car?"
Hey, you need a car here. Sweet. But yeah,
That was a lot of time on the All-Star game. I was not expecting that. Did we make our Pacific Division picks? Quinn Hughes, maybe?
Quinn Hughes is freaking good, man.
He's been killing it.
It's better than
He
Jack.
is really good.
That would be the cool part about a young
Yeah.
Stars team. You know, it's like, man.
He's
Yeah.
more important than Jack Hughes right now, I think.
Yep.
To the team, like each team, you know.
Mostly because that Quinn Hughes team does good stuff.
Well, they're actually like in a position
like
to do something.
JT Miller this year. Holy crap, he's been good.
It's like
Yeah.
that trade's actually starting not to look too bad.
Yeah. Out of them though, you're probably right, Max Pacioretty, because like he's tearing it up right now.
Yep.
And like, I would want to say Goudreau, but not this year. And just like he's been there, he probably doesn't even want to go this year either.
Probably not.
Yeah, you can use the break.
Yeah.
The non-all-stars are like, yes.
Also, I was thinking about
if
this.
you're friggin' Matt Calvert or something, you're just planning your trip. Like, have
Oh
fun.
yeah, exactly.
Going to
right.
Mexico.
Have fun
Yeah.
in St. Louis. I'm fucking going on a vacation.
10 of us 10 are going to Mexico. Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like a
Have
lot of the
fun.
teams have the bye week either before or after the break, so
Yeah,
it's like
so
an
it's
8
just-
or
Right.
9 day vacation.
Exactly. Yeah. Like yeah.
Hell yeah.
Can you imagine how funny it would be if Drew Doughty gets voted onto this team though? Drew Doughty
Yeah.
and fucking Kachuk on the same team.
Maybe we should
you
vote
kidding
Downey.
me?
Yeah, we should vote Doughty for
like,
that reason.
dude, If there was ever like a comedic vote, that is definitely the one. Like
That's
you
the-
think
this
John
year's
Scott
John
was
Scott,
good. Drew Doughty and then
we got a
they
fight
just
breaking
and then
out.
they play him on the same line. Just
Yeah.
do it. Do you know how fucking funny that'd be? Oh man.
Drew
and
Doughty
then Mike
just-
up Doughty. Mike up Doughty.
Drew
And
Doughty
both.
just sending
and
like
Kachuk.
Yeah.
Might get some bleeps in there.
Drew
but, you
Doughty
know.
just sending like tits high saucer passes every time.
yeah. Here. Just like hucking pucks at him. Probably smash all his teeth out with his fucking mouth guard hanging out.
That'd be really funny.
Start fighting each other on the same team.
There's a fight. A fight at the All Star game. Just Doughty and
Legitimate fight,
Kachuk
not like
beating the
the
shit.
Patrick Kane John Scott fight.
Yeah.
It'll be
Yeah.
amazing.
They'll actually try.
Vote in Drew Doughty. You have my vote. I'm gonna do it right now.
10 votes coming from Jared right now.
Man.
Just gonna vote
It's
for
not
them.
gonna be enough. It's useless. It's not even worth
Just
my time.
do it.
Okay.
Okay. Peer
Okay,
pressure.
I'll do it.
I think that being said, I think we can probably call her a night.
Si, senor.
Si, senor.
Yeah.
Another Friday in the books. Felt like a Tuesday because I was at work for 2 days this week.
Days have
Such
been
a weird week. It's
Yeah.
like Tuesday was Friday, Wednesday was Sunday, and then now we're at Tuesday.
I slept all of like 4 hours on Wednesday night because I was like, I have to work tomorrow. What? Anyway, thanks for tuning in to the Bench Boys. Oh yeah, I guess I never even introduced. I mean, it's on the screen, but Blair was
Yeah,
here
there
with
you
us
go.
all day. Dad was in. Jared and I was back for.
I wasn't here.
Anyway, we will catch you next Friday and have a good one.
Stay
Adios.
classy.